$500 certificate from Mac Mattress Outlet toward any mattress purchase for only $250. These certificates go fast, and when they're gone, they're gone. For details, log on to the Discount Shopping Club at 989theanswer.com.
Welcome in. Sorry, I got distracted. Friday edition, Bruce Hooley Show, just about ready to start. So here's the band, and let's get it going. We start a Friday edition of the Bruce Hooley Show with Donald Trump's decision to say no to a second debate with Kamala Harris, the third presidential debate. He put Joe Biden on the canvas for the knockout on June 27th. And then on September the 10th, President Trump himself was, I'll say, staggered by media bias, first and foremost. And second of all, by Kamala Harris being very polished at memorizing her arguments. She did her debate prep well, and I wish President Trump had. And I know that makes a lot of you mad. And I'm not going to say I don't care. I do care. I don't like for you to be mad at me. But if I'm telling you the truth and you're mad at me, I'll just quote the Apostle Paul. I tell you the truth. Am I therefore your enemy? I hope not, but I will not stop telling you the truth. I also will not stop telling you that while inflation and immigration and Israel are the three I's that are most important in this election, the most important issue in this election is what, class? I have said it many times. It is the future of freedom of speech in our country. And freedom of speech is something that a lot of people get wrong. They think that, at least on the Democratic side of the aisle, that you can speak freely as long as you don't say anything that's mean or hateful. Well, if that's the rule, then you don't really have freedom of speech. Now, it doesn't mean that you endorse saying things that are mean and hateful. It just means that they have to be said because in an ideal world, the world we operated in before 2012, Obama didn't really play the I'm black so you can't criticize me card until his second term. But ever since then, freedom of speech has been under attack. And entities like the Poynter Institute in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is supposed to be a bastion of defending freedom of speech, have instead joined the other side. They are the Benedict Arnolds of the free speech fight. And we saw it play out in double-barreled fashion on the debate stage on Tuesday night with David Muir and Fact Check Barbie repeatedly going after Donald Trump on things that he said and never going after Kamala Harris on things that she said that directly, diametrically oppose things she said before. Not hard to research those topics. And it's not just David Muir. It's not just Fact Check Barbie. It's the Harris campaign itself. Here's a tweet the Harris campaign put out with video of Donald Trump talking to Pennsylvania voters. Here's what he said. This is what they quoted him saying. It is an 8-second clip. Listen to it, and then I'll explain why they are mocking Donald Trump for saying this.
So Pennsylvania, remember this when you have to go to vote. Okay, just remember this. 2,000% increase. This is a small.
Okay, so he is talking about, he says, Pennsylvania, remember this, a 2,000% increase. Now, the Harris campaign put this out with a note on the bottom that says, Trump delivers remarks in Arizona. And they mock him because he's in Arizona, and they portray it as he thinks he's in Pennsylvania. This is meant to point out that Donald Trump is whacked in the head, that he doesn't know where he is. He's talking to Pennsylvania voters. It's like the, this occasionally happens, musicians who travel all the time, one concert venue one night, one concert venue the next night. They're in Cleveland one night, they're in Wichita the next night. And they come out in Wichita and they say, hey, Cleveland, because they're confused where they are. This is the point the Harris campaign is making in this tweet. Except here's the full context. They clipped 8 seconds. Here's Trump in Arizona from which they clipped the 8-second clip. This is a presidential candidate the top of the Democratic Party ticket, the people who run her social media, openly lying, misinforming you about what he said and where he said it. Is he aware he's in Arizona? Is he not aware he's in Arizona? That's the question. Listen to the full clip.
Charleroi, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Charleroi. What a beautiful name. But it's not so beautiful now. Has experienced a 2,000% increase in the population of Haitian migrants under Kamala Harris. So Pennsylvania, remember this when you have to go to vote. Okay, just remember this. 2,000% increase. This is a small town. All of a sudden they got thousands of people.
So he full well knows, and more importantly, they full well know, he's in Arizona, and he's telling Arizonans about Charleroi, Pennsylvania. They clip it out and run it. Ha ha, he doesn't even know he's in Arizona. This is so egregious, such a blatant lie, this is not debatable. This is not like something that you can say, well, you know, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? Are you not better off? You can debate that. You can't debate that he's in Arizona and he's telling the people in Arizona about a town in Pennsylvania because border issues are important to the people of Arizona. Who knows? I don't know what else came before that clip. He may have talked about other cities in Arizona, other towns in Arizona. The Harris campaign, though, is so invested in lying about Trump. And I would just ask, if Trump was the inveterate liar that they say he is, why would you have to creatively edit clips from him from Arizona to put a lie out? I mean, if he lies like they say he does, oh, he lied 50 times in the debate. Okay, well, clip him up and send him. That's fair game. That's fair politics. No, they can't do that. They can't do that because when Trump talks about the crime statistics being fudged by a new Biden program that allowed 1/3 of police agencies across the country not to report their crime statistics, he's right. When he talks about Kamala Harris saying that she would pay for transgender surgeries for people in prison or for migrants detained in migrant shelters, he's right. Any news organization knows this, because it's been reported on CNN, not an outlet that is favorable to Donald Trump. Or better yet, maybe just listen to Kamala Harris herself when she was talking to a fake woman, a dude dressed up as a woman, while she was campaigning for president in 2019. Keith Olbermann and other liberal commentators, the New York Times, Time Magazine, they all mock Trump. Oh, what is he crazy saying? She wants to pay for transgender surgeries? That's nuts. She doesn't want to do that. Oh, really? Oh, really?
They were standing in the way of surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. And there was a specific case. And when I learned about the case, I worked behind the scenes to not only make sure that that transgender woman got the services she was deserving. So it wasn't only about that case. I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need. And I believe it was not only, I know it was historic in California, but I believe actually it may have been one of the first, if not the first in the country, where I pushed for that policy in a Department of Correction.
She's not only advocating for it, she's bragging about it. She's using it to say, look at me, I'm somebody you should vote for because this is my policy. You say, well, she's talking about California prisoners there, Bruce. You got to be fair. You're not telling the 100% truth. In an ACLU questionnaire that she filled out later that year, she said she would advocate for the decriminalization of all drugs. And she also said that migrants coming across the border who wanted a sex change surgery, that surgery would be granted under a Harris administration and would be paid for by the U.S. taxpayer. She signed it. Time Magazine had to issue a correction on it yesterday, but trust me on this, the correction never goes as far as the initial reports. And the initial reports in this case were dishonest, and they were dishonest with a purpose to make Donald Trump look bad. So in light of all that, and we'll get to Springfield, Ohio in a moment, because This is right on our doorstep. Exhibit A of how to parse the truth in a way that neuters the larger argument. Now, I expressed my frustration on Wednesday that Donald Trump allows the left room, gives them oxygen to spread these lies because he gets specific on an issue where he could speak generally. And then there are times where he speaks generally when he needs to speak specifically. And I know that makes a lot of you mad because how dare I criticize our candidate for president? Shame on me for being better at making the case for him to be president than he can make himself. I won't apologize for that. I demand him to be better. And the reason why I demand him to be better is because after they put him in prison, and they will if he doesn't win this election, and maybe even if he does, but after they put him in prison, he will go back to his country clubs and his mansions, and he will live out his life just fine. My kids aren't guaranteed that, nor are yours. That's why this matters so much.
Partly sunny, a warm afternoon, high today 89, partly cloudy tonight, low 63, and then partly sunny for tomorrow, the high on Saturday at 91. Clear skies for Saturday night, low 63, and then for Sunday, a mostly sunny, warm day, the high on Sunday at 89. For Sunday night, partly cloudy, low 64, clouds and sun for Monday, the high 85. Partly sunny Tuesday, the high 85. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Monica Andrick talks about how even after her cabinets were installed, she could count on Miller Cabinets of Plain City to make things fit just right.
We got this refrigerator, and it was the first generation, and you could just see the aluminum, the waves on it. Was terrible. We just couldn't stand it. This beautiful kitchen cabinetry. Here's our new fridge. It has all these waves on it, and we said, oh, this is so bad. So we got a new fridge, same fridge, only the dimensions didn't quite fit. So we called Miller Cabinet and said, Sarah, we have this problem. Our new fridge doesn't fit in the space. That week, somebody came out, cut, did it right on spot, and the new fridge just slid right on in like a glove. So it was perfect.
After this sale is just one more reason the cabinets in your home should come from Miller Cabinets of Plain City. Get inspired today at millercabinets.com.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you will destroy your life. Listen to The Flop Line with your host Rick Hughes every Sunday morning at 8 here on 98.9 FM The Answer. The Flop Line describes a main line of resistance in your soul built on God's Word. Join us every Sunday for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flop Line with Rick Hughes. Sunday mornings at 8, right here on 98.9 FM The Answer.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-504-8790. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-504-8790. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-504-8790.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center, may not be available in all states.
Hi, it's Bruce Hooley, and if you've ever noticed, your body is designed to heal itself. You have a paper cut, you don't go to the doctor, you just count on your body to do what it's naturally designed to do. The same principle applies with bigger injuries. I'm talking about those achy joints, that supposed bone-on-bone arthritis that there's no cure for other than being tethered to conventional medicine forever. Not the case. My friends at QC Kinetics, their Dublin and Gahanna locations, can perhaps get you out of that pain with advanced regenerative therapies. They withdraw your blood, separate the healing agents, they're called platelets, and then they reinsert them at strategic intervals to help you get out of pain. It's worked for thousands of people across the U.S. and now is available to you via a free consultation at QC Kinetics in Dublin and Gahanna. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. One more time on the number, 380-208-4544. Get out of pain by pursuing healing at QC Kinetics.
I will be greeting you when you arrive for the Battleground Talkers Tour on October the 22nd at Genoa Christian Fellowship. Jack Windsor will be there that night. Jack will be speaking as well. I think Jack actually will be on the stage with the Salem Radio Network hosts that we have coming in, Larry Elder and Mike Gallagher and Hugh Hewitt. We'll also have political officials there, and we'll be rallying and hopefully inspiring you to get out and vote early, get your friends to vote, because this upcoming election is of great consequence. You can get tickets, $5 general admission. No bad seat in the house, $5 general admission tickets at 9890answer.com. Now, if you would like to be part of a VIP meet and greet beforehand, and if you've been to these events before, you know how that works. You get some food, you get a chance to commiserate with the guests that night, then you can get a discount on your VIP ticket by using the promo code Bruce25. That's Bruce25 at 9890answer.com. So Donald Trump declines a second debate with Kamala Harris. I'm torn. I'm like 50-50 really on whether this is a mistake or whether this is yet another missed opportunity. The debate on Tuesday night was a missed opportunity. I went through Kamala Harris's first answer, which wasn't an answer to the question about are you better off now than you were 4 years ago. She equated his tariffs to a 20% tax. He missed the fastball in his wheelhouse, that the real 20% tax is the inflation rate. By the way, the numbers are out today from the GOP representatives on the Joint Economic Committee. In the 7 swing states, monthly expenses, say it 3 times so you don't miss it. Monthly expenses in the 7 swing states. Are you paying more for food, shelter, gas, electricity? All the things you cannot live without. Are you paying more for them under Biden and Harris, or are you paying less? This would be a part of, are you better off now than you were before? This has been good data for Donald Trump to have. It's been out there for a long time. I've seen it reported. You have too, that people are paying what? $11,000 more a year, $12,000 more a year. In Arizona and Nevada, $1,200 more a month than people were paying for the things they have to have: food, shelter, gas, car insurance, electricity, things like that. $1,200 a month more. In Georgia, $1,100. In Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, $1,000. Pound that and pound that and pound that and pound that. Would Trump be able to do that in a second debate with Harris? I mean, I'd like to say yes. He appears not to have the confidence to do it. He appears to be under the delusion that he won that debate on Tuesday night. Now, he did not win that debate on Tuesday night. That's just a fact. He did not. He could have crushed it. He could have crushed it in one question and his wrap up. First impression, last impression, boom, game over. He becomes the 45th president. He becomes the 47th president. He didn't do it. It's the media's job to expose her. There's 50 some days before the election. They're not going to do it. They're absolutely positively not going to do it. Byron Donalds, one of the many Trump surrogates. J.D. Vance is another who get the chance to take Tim Walz apart October the 1st, and Vance will. I have no doubt about that. But Byron Donalds asked today if the media will continue to carry water for Kamala Harris or will hold her accountable for all the things she said the other night that are lies, or press her on positions that she says she's reversed, except she's never said why.
The media won't get curious because they're in the pocket of Kamala Harris. Let's just be perfectly honest. And that's why it's going to be incumbent on President Trump and J.D. Vance to continue to press. I'm looking forward to the vice presidential debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz. I believe that's still scheduled for October 1st. Very interested in how that one's going to turn out. But look, Kamala Harris's strategy is clear. She's going to run and hide from the American people. She's going to hide from the press. She will not allow herself to be cornered. And that's very damning, because if that's how she's going to run as president, what would she do as president? She would hide from the American people no matter the crises. She would run and hide and send out staffers to talk on her behalf. That's not leadership. And the last thing I will say, her campaign and debate strategy of trying to needle everybody, that might be cool on TikTok and on X. That's not going to work with Vladimir Putin. That's not going to work with Xi Jinping. They're going to laugh at her. So we need real leadership in this country. I hope that she opens herself up to the press, but I don't believe that's going to happen.
Nor do I, but you don't have to let somebody needle you and let it get under your skin and get distracted. And you also don't have to make some of the mistakes that Trump made the other night. He says he's not going to take a second debate. Here's the quote: because we've done 2 debates and because they were successful, there will be no third debate. It's too late anyway. The voting's already begun. I don't think it's too late, but you're not going to let anchors with agendas host it. Challenge her to a town hall. Challenge her to a town hall where people can show up and ask questions. And I know there'd be people who'd get in there who'd be rampant activists and they'd ask questions that are unhinged. That's part of being a president. If you're going to sit across from Putin, you're going to sit across from Xi, you got to be able to like react in the moment. I'm much more confident Trump could react in the moment and thrust and parry in that environment than I am in Harris. That's where she's at her worst. Put her in that situation. I wish he would do a third debate. I wish he would do a town hall. I wish he hadn't given a specific about Springfield, Ohio, that is allowing the press to disparage what is an irrefutably awful situation. When you plug 20,000 migrants into a city of 60,000, they don't have to be eating dogs and cats or sacrificing them to their voodoo gods for it to be a terrible situation. When 9 out of 10 people showing up for government benefits are Haitians and not Americans, and veterans can't get benefits. Speak in generalities when the specifics put you in the crosshairs, and speak in specifics when the generalities don't put Kamala Harris in the crosshairs. And he's got to know the difference. So we've got a bomb threat yesterday in Springfield, which, you know, I don't know who called it in. They'll never figure out who called it in. But they're, of course, going to pin that on Trump and his rhetoric. And it's just so predictable. It's just so predictable. Trump's words inspire violence. That's the Democratic narrative going back to January 6th, going back to pre-January 6th. Trump's words inspire violence. The Democrats can say hateful things about Trump. They always do. Fascist, this, that, the other. They can continue to lie. She lied the other night. Very fine people on both sides. Bloodbath. They never even mention it. They never even mention it. When the Bernie Sanders supporters shot up the congressional baseball game, nobody on the right made the allegation that it's Bernie Sanders' fault, because we're not unhinged. We're not crazy. We're not dishonest. But in Springfield, Ohio, even the city people, the city government people, are coming to Kamala Harris's aid by pinning this on rhetoric and things like that. You've got a problem in your city. How about you focus on the problem in your city? But instead, the mayor said yesterday there was enough negative language toward immigrants, toward Haitian folks, that would bring enough concern. And then when it followed up with, at the end, a bomb threat, it was pretty much just the beginning of the conclusion that they're going to threaten to harm people. Yeah, I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. Because instead of saying that, why don't you say, nevertheless, we have a real problem here in Springfield, Ohio, because of what the Biden administration has done, flying these migrants in here. If we can't count on local officials to do that, and we can't count on Donald Trump to do that, well, then we're in a lot of trouble.
With SRN News, I'm Jeremy House in Washington. Former President Donald Trump will be campaigning in California and Nevada as his opponent, Vice President Kamala Harris, keeps her focus on one of the biggest battleground prizes, Pennsylvania. Mr. Trump yesterday said there'd be no further debates between him and Harris. Ukraine's push to ease restrictions on the use of weapons from the United States and Britain are on the agenda in White House talks between President Biden and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. The leaders are meeting this afternoon. Aircraft assembly workers have walked off the job at Boeing factories near Seattle and elsewhere after union members voted overwhelmingly to reject a tentative contract that would have increased wages by 25% over 4 years. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 314 points. The Nasdaq's ahead 108. More details at srnews.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-8822. That's 800-838-8822. 800-838-8822.
We are the entertainment you love and information that shapes your day. We are your lifeline. We are your companion. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
War has played a key role in the history of the United States. From the nation's founding right down to the present. Wars made the United States independent, kept it together, increased its size, and established it as a global superpower. Hi, I'm James Early, host of the Key Battles of American History podcast. In each episode, I discuss American history through the lens of the most important battles of America's wars. To start listening now, go to parthenonpodcast.com or search Key Battles of American History on your favorite podcasting platform.
Are you under the impression that a metal roof costs 2 or 3 times more than a shingle roof? No, it doesn't. Hi, folks. I'm Dan Tolan, owner of The Metal Roof Company. As your foremost metal roofing authority in Central Ohio, I can promise you it's the most inexpensive roof you'll ever buy because it's the last roof you'll ever buy. With lifetime warranties and a variety of financing options, give us a call at 721-ROOF, 721-ROOF, or reach out to us on the web at themetalroofcompany.com.
The Tilton family at Tilton's Automotive Service has been serving our community with state-of-the-art equipment for nearly 35 years. From oil changes to detailing to complete engine replacement, we're here to serve you to the highest levels and make you part of the family.
Thanks, sir.
All our repairs are backed by a 36-month, 36,000-mile warranty. Check out our mobile app for discounts and specials. Tilton's Automotive Service, in the shadow of Anheuser-Busch in Columbus and just off Creekside in Gahanna. For more info, check out tiltonsauto.com. Take it to Tilton's.
News, opinion, passion. Here, 98.9 FM, The Answer. Anywhere you go with The Answer's mobile app at 98.9theanswer.com. Also on your smart speakers, TuneIn, or iHeart.
MyPillow.com products are getting it done. I went over and saw my daughter play soccer yesterday. I had a long drive over and a long drive back, and I was ready to sleep when I got home, and man, oh man, did I sleep well, thanks to MyPillow. Now, look, I can't say that it's exclusively thanks to MyPillow. I was very tired, but I was very comfortable all night long with my MyPillow, which you can get for just $25. You say, wow, that doesn't seem like that's possible. It is during the $25 extravaganza sale. A queen-size MyPillow, a king-size MyPillow, it does not matter. You will get either pillow for $25. If you order 3, let's say for your spouse and for maybe a child away at college, what a nice surprise. In the mail at college, a MyPillow that shows that you want them to get a restorative night's sleep. You'll spend $75 for 3 of them, and you'll get it shipped to your house for free because there's free shipping on orders of $75 or more. Towel sets, slippers, slides, bathrobes, mattress toppers, you name it, they have it. It's all on sale when you use my promo code Bruce at mypillow.com. So I'm not sure what the exact date is, but we're somewhere around my 4-year anniversary here at The Answer. And when I took this job, it was a departure for me from what I had done before in radio. I had done exclusively sports radio. I'd become restless doing that. I felt like it was a lot of time spent on things that don't matter a lot. And I know they're entertaining, and I get it, and I got buddies who are really into it. I'm not as into it anymore as I used to be. But I felt like this was an opportunity for me to do something that I was passionate about. And the reason I was passionate about it was not because of politics, but because I think that our nation is in a spiritual crisis. And I felt like this platform offered me the opportunity to speak about things that are threatening our nation through a lens of faith. And so that was the promise I made to you in the very first monologue I did on the show. And that's a promise that I'm going to hold to as long as I'm doing this show. Which brings me to an update of a story that we did earlier. I think it was maybe later last week, but within the last 2 weeks. LifeWise Academy in Westerville Schools has been paused again. You say, well, I don't know, you're behind. The Westerville School Board gave the go-ahead to that. They paused it for a while, but they gave the go-ahead to that. They did. You're right. But now they have paused it a second time. The people who lead the LifeWise program in Westerville let me know today, this morning, that at 9:30 last night, after being granted the green light to go ahead with, and again, this is a legal program in the state of Ohio, a Supreme Court decision that goes back to 1948 and was affirmed in 1952, LifeWise Academy off-site religious instruction that kids go through voluntarily. They have to sign up for it. Their parents have to sign off for it. So no one sits in a LifeWise Academy classroom that has not volunteered for it and whose parents or guardian do not know about it and do not agree to it. Okay, just so we're clear on that. And the Westerville School Board paused it at first. It's not in its first year. It's like been there for a couple of years, and it's grown every year, as all LifeWise programs do throughout the state. They grow, and this bothers some people in Westerville, many of whom are members of the Westerville Progressive Alliance. I know you're shocked, right? So they put the pressure on the school board members and the superintendent, who appears to me to be an invertebrate without a backbone, communicated last night to the head of Westerville Schools that, hey, we still have some concerns and we want you to pause. This is after LifeWise Academy had spent hundreds of dollars fueling their buses, got their volunteers, 50 of them, very excited, got the families of the 100 kids who were enrolled, very excited. And I'm sure the people who have paid positions as teachers and administrators were excited as well. So this is a last-minute dirty double cross. I doubt it will be reported in any other media than here. And this was done, in my opinion, and let me just state clearly right here, when I speak on this show, I speak my opinion. Not my opinion as someone who is working for anyone else, serving with anyone else, serving in any other capacity. This is my opinion as a private citizen. Okay? I do not speak for LifeWise Academy. They may like my opinion, but I do not speak for them. I am not paid by them. But yes, have I raised money for them in the past? Yes. Will I continue to do that in the future? Yes, I will. Because I support the program. Why? Because our country needs to return to the values we were founded on. And the values we were founded on include a respect for God. You don't have to have that faith. I'm not going to say I don't care that you don't have that faith, because I do care. I want you to have it. My good friend Chris Spielman used to say that he and his late wife Stephanie's mission was to expose their faith to everyone, but not impose it on anyone. No one who goes to a LifeWise Academy classroom has faith in Jesus Christ imposed on them. It is exposed to them. I've said before, if I could impose it on you, I would. for your own good. Okay? I would, but I'm not a Democrat. I won't try to cudgel you because I can't, because that's a Holy Spirit initiated process. But do I support LifeWise Academy? Yes. Do I speak for anyone else when I speak for LifeWise Academy? No, I do not. And so I will not mention this pathetic individual's name to give him fame that he clearly seeks, which he has not been able to achieve in his own sad life, given his meager Twitter followership. But somebody called our switchboard this morning purporting to work for an organization called First Amendment Watch. And he communicated that as an employee of First Amendment Watch, he has received complaints about me. I don't care, because I'm not violating the First Amendment. I'm speaking freely, which I'm allowed to do. I'm allowed to express my opinion. Now, I looked on First Amendment Watch for his name. It doesn't appear anywhere on their staff directory. Maybe he's a freelancer. Maybe they just didn't list him, but I can't find him on there. I did find him in a Substack post by someone who writes under the title, The Friendly Atheist, okay? He's not the friendly atheist, the guy I'm talking about. The Substack is written by a person who terms themselves the friendly atheist, and he's writing about the guy who says that I'm violating the First Amendment here on my radio show by advocating for LifeWise Academy because separation of church and state. Separation of church and state. Okay, fine. What does the friendly atheist say about his possible fellow atheist? I mean, you don't have to be an atheist to oppose LifeWise Academy, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people who oppose it are atheists. So the friendly atheist Substack writes about this pathetic individual who has tried to stop LifeWise in other districts in the state of Ohio, most notably in the Logan Hocking School District, okay? And the protest that this pathetic individual who's accusing me of violating the First Amendment, this guy says that he wants to start his own science-based atheist founded program and get kids to sign up for it and get instruction in it off-site, which let's say he can do. Might be legal. I don't know. The point is, you have to actually have people sign up for it. You actually have to have it funded. And here's the friendly atheist speaking over the phone with this guy. He says, I spoke with idiot, purporting to be with First Amendment Watch, over the phone to get more information about his group and their plans. Over the course of more than 20 minutes, he became increasingly frustrated with my extremely basic questions and refused to answer any of them unless I first obtained all the same details from LifeWise Academy. He wouldn't tell me how much money he was prepared to spend on this program unless I had the LifeWise budget in my hand. His argument was that LifeWise started from scratch, therefore he could also start from scratch, except LifeWise wasn't the only person with the idea. There were multiple churches involved and plenty of money at their disposal, and they actually did the thing they were set out to do. And so this guy who is an atheist is writing about this other nut job from Dayton who claims he has some endeavor, and he talks about how this guy ranted and raved at him and cussed and swore at him on the phone, and he's basically unhinged, which I find to be the mindset and the manner of most of the people who oppose LifeWise Academy, because we fear what we do not know. And if people would take the time to realize, first, what the curriculum is, and it's posted online, you can look at it, I think, for 72 hours. And secondly, to see how much the kids enjoy the program, maybe they would come to their senses and stop opposing it.
Tonight, today 89, partly cloudy tonight, low 63, and then partly sunny for tomorrow, the high on Saturday at 91. Clear skies for Saturday night, low 63, and then for Sunday, a mostly sunny, warm day, the high on Sunday at 89. For Sunday night, partly cloudy, low 64, clouds and sun for Monday, the high 85. Partly sunny Tuesday, the high 85. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Scott wants to talk about the migrant situation.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6745. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at tra.com or call 800-575-6745. That's 800-575-6745. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You'll sleep better knowing you got a great deal on a great mattress because you got it from Mac Mattress Outlet and the Discount Shopping Club. Right now, get a $500 certificate from Mac Mattress Outlet for any mattress purchase for only $250. These certificates go fast, and when they're gone, they're gone. For details, log on to the Discount Shopping Club at 989theanswer.com.
Mattress Outlet.
Marriage is a sacred bond, a reflection of Christ's love for us. But every marriage faces its own unique set of challenges. What if there was a way to deepen your connection with your spouse, to understand each other better and grow closer together in faith? Focus on the Family has created a powerful resource to help you do just that. Introducing 9 Questions to Ask Your Spouse, a free PDF guide designed to spark meaningful conversations that can transform your relationship. Using the teachings of Jesus as a guide, these questions are crafted to help you and your spouse connect on a deeper emotional and spiritual level. It's time to take that next step in your marriage journey. Text MARRIAGE to 94878 to receive your free copy. That's MARRIAGE to 94878. Strengthen your bond today and let God bless your marriage for years to come. Text MARRIAGE to 94878.
This is Dennis Prager. Now you can listen to my show when it's convenient for you and without censorship from big tech. Become a member of the ultimate online community for all things Prager. It's Pragertopia Unlimited. Listen to the show on demand when it's easiest for you. This includes every radio show, every segment, and every guest over the last 10 years, and it's commercial-free. You can even share your favorite segments with your friends. Plus, you'll get the same email from Alan Estrin that I receive every night about the most important issues to read about. Pragertopia Unlimited members can also listen to every program, lecture, and course that is in the Prager store. Thousands of hours. You can even listen to all my Torah teachings for free. Share my passion for free speech. Join today and save 25% off the first year and get a free Pragertopia coffee mug. It's all things Prager, Pragertopia Unlimited. Go to Pragertopia.com or click the banner at DennisPrager.com.
If you were looking for a great movie to see this weekend, well, there's 2 options, but only one of which you can actually win free tickets at 989theanswer.com. I'm talking, of course, about Reagan. Yes, Dennis Quaid in the title role, Penelope Ann Miller as Nancy Reagan. I've seen it. It is a fantastic movie. Uplifting. You will like it. Just don't get there right when they say it's going to start, because then you have to watch the woke previews about Abraham Lincoln being gay. Idiots who put these kinds of trailers out before a great movie like Reagan. They do it purposefully, but it's worth the wait. Sit there. I sat there until the very end of the credits, as did most of the people in the theater, longing for a day when we have a leader like Ronald Reagan, Dennis Quaid in the title role. You can win one of 10 4-packs of tickets or 52 packs of tickets to see the movie Reagan. Also, perhaps you'll be the grand prize winner of a private screening for 100 guests. You won't if you don't enter. 989theanswer.com. You can always call the show, plug in, weigh in. Your opinion. Is our caller gone? He hung there for a while. Is he gone? He's gone. Okay, very good. But you can always call 844-TALK-989, 844-TALK-989. I double-checked whether we have a dump button or not, in case we get any crazies from Westerville or elsewhere who oppose LifeWise Academy. We do, so I'll just give you the warning. Swear once, gone forever. Just so you know. Just so you know. By the way, on the Westerville LifeWise Academy situation, did I do what a responsible reporter would do? Did I call the superintendent of schools in Westerville, Angela Hamburg, for comment, for explanation as to why, after LifeWise Academy supporters crammed the school board meeting earlier in the week and went away satisfied when the board said, yeah, okay, you can go ahead with LifeWise Academy, why now there's been a reversal at the 11th hour just before they start classes on Tuesday? Superintendent Hamburg left the message, no return call, which I knew would happen. I knew that would happen, but I just wanted to place the call. It's on your machine. Feel free to respond. Love to put you on the air live. Love to put you or any of your school board members voting against this on the air live. Why not? Come on, you got a great case against this organization? Well, make it right here. You won't do it, of course, because you're afraid. Secretary of State Frank LaRose is not afraid, but unfortunately, a lot of local prosecutors are. Frank LaRose says that he has evidence of 633 people who have attempted to vote illegally in the state of Ohio. He has sent evidence to alleged violations to law enforcement for things like apparently voting multiple times in the same state or in two different states, fraud involving dead individuals in registration, and voting violations by non-citizens. Frank, come on, the Democrats assure us that's not happening. Frank LaRose's comment says, unfortunately, many of these referrals have not been pursued by law enforcement, sometimes by choice and other times due to limited prosecutorial capacity. Sounds like an excuse to me. State law gives the Attorney General the authority to take up these referrals if the prosecuting attorney doesn't prosecute the violations within a reasonable time. The only way to maintain Ohio's high standard of election integrity is to enforce the law whenever it's broken. Amen to that. Frank LaRose. On top of it, how many of the 633 people who Frank LaRose supplied evidence to law enforcement of crimes that should be charged have actually been charged? 12. 12 have been charged. 621 have not. 621 have not been charged. I'm going to reach out to Frank. I'm going to make a bet. I'm going to make a bet that the 621 who have not been charged, many of them are from, are you ready? Franklin County, Cuyahoga County, Montgomery County. I don't know about Cincinnati. Maybe Hamilton County. I'm not sure. But Frank LaRose issuing this warning to the secretaries of state and the election people in each individual county. He says, our election officials need to remain as vigilant as possible as we enter the final weeks of voter registration eligibility for the 2024 general election. We're continuing to aggressively pursue third-party groups and paid canvassers. I wonder who we could be talking about, who have been submitting fraudulent registration forms, and we're cracking down on the use of illegal forms that aren't authorized by my office as the law requires. What kind of illegal forms, Frank? Oh, well, here's one. Frank says his election integrity unit recently concluded an investigation into the origins of an illegal voter registration form translated into the Haitian Creole language. Where did that happen? Well, look at this. It happened in Clark County. They reported the form to Frank LaRose's office after rejecting its submission by a local applicant. Does anybody know what city's in Clark County? Anybody know the city? The county seat of Clark County? Anybody know? Anybody? Oh, right. Springfield. But they're not eating cats and dogs there. Even though the cops will tell you, boy, we sure get a lot of reports about it, but we're not allowed to say it because our superiors tell us so. Where are you getting that information, Bruce? From a retired officer that I know who knows deputies with the Clark County Sheriff's Office. They've been told to clam up about it because, of course, that is the kind of thing that, have you seen the ASPCA commercials? They come on, like, I don't think they really run them in the summertime. Maybe they do when it's hot out, but definitely in the wintertime. And they have the just heart-wrenching video of the pets, and they're in all kinds of distress. And those pictures tug on your heartstrings and make you give to the ASPCA. If it becomes irrefutable evidence that Haitians in Springfield are sacrificing animals to their voodoo gods, or are eating dogs and cats, or stealing dogs and cats for whatever reason, just because, you know, they want to get their giggles doing it, that is something that would tug at the heartstrings of American voters and would, I think, have an impact. But of course, you can sometimes tell how dangerous a narrative is by how hard your opponent pushes back against it. You could just dismiss it, the Democrats could, by saying, oh, he's crazy, it's not happening. Ah, that's crazy. But boy, they are sure moving heaven and earth to refute it, when I think it's something that I'm not sure city officials are telling the truth about. The other thing that I would say about Springfield is Mike DeWine now coming out, now showing his face. Where's he been? Where's he been on this? Seems like a little late to the party. 844-TALK-989, 844-TALK-989. Gary in Circleville has a point he'd like to make. Hi, Gary. Good, Gary. I can. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's a great question. I'll get Bernie on the show and we'll ask him about it. I think it's a great question. The thing I've said about it is, if you build a business and you have employees, there's always the possibility that an employee will become disgruntled or sue you. And I'm not saying that the reports are wrong. I'm just saying I'd like to hear Bernie's explanation on it. Sherrod Brown doesn't have to worry about this kind of a complaint coming from his employees because he's never had an employee. He's never written a check. He's never worked in the private sector. So, yeah, I don't blame Sherrod Brown if this is true. This is something he wants to hold against Bernie Moreno. Hey, I would do it too. But do I think that it's maybe presented through the most favorable lens as possible? That's my suspicion. But there's one way to get to the bottom of it. That's to get Bernie on the show, and we'll endeavor to do that next week. Thank you for the call.
This is Josh Pick with Aptus Wealth Management. The U.S. and the world have certainly changed a lot in the last few years. We're facing money dangers that we haven't seen in a long time, maybe ever. Inflation continues to be a problem. Interest rate increases have made purchases like cars and homes seemingly impossible for some, and retirement looks like a scary proposition. For many, it appears to be a dire situation and has left them paralyzed and fearful. You are not helpless, and there are ways to gain back control. At Aptus, we help our clients navigate the labyrinth of retirement planning and educate them on how to make appropriate choices for their individual situation. Whether you have never met with a fiduciary investment advisor before, or you just want a second opinion, we're here to help. Call our office today at 614-917-1040 and learn how a cost-free complimentary meeting may be the key to putting your money to work and your mind at ease. And don't forget to listen to the Aptus Blueprint Radio Show Friday evenings at 6, Saturday afternoons at noon, or call our office today at 614-917-1040.
Find us at 989theanswer.com. Download our apps. Stream us 24/7. WTOH and WTOH HD1, Upper Arlington, Columbus.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Gulf Coast residents are cleaning up the mess left by Francine, which struck Louisiana as a Category 2 hurricane. The system knocked out power to hundreds of thousands of homes.
That'll do it for hour number 1 of the show. Thanks for joining. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I have some plans I cannot wait to get to. Appreciate, man, good audience again today. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All the streams. If you want to watch the second hour of the show, it streams on the Bruce Hooley Show Facebook page and the 989theanswer.com Facebook page. There's things I'd like to say more about the LifeWise situation, but I'll just hold my water for now. But hey, if you're a praying person, pray for LifeWise in Westerville. Pray for cover because there are a bunch of lunatics attacking them. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.